We'll understand how we can restore files or folders within the Azure virtual machine when we have an Azure virtual machine backups. So in the earlier session, we have seen how to restore an entire Azure virtual machine when we have backups and point-in-time restores. But what happens when you try to restore the entire virtual machine? It may take a longer time, and there could be an additional cost because it is going to create a new virtual machine and the new disks, and it would take a longer time. But in a case of that, we have a requirement wherein that someone deleted the files within the Azure virtual machine. So when someone deleted the files in the Azure virtual machine, now we want to only restore that particular files. So we don't want to restore the entire virtual machine. Let's see that how we can do that. So when we go to the Azure portal, I have a virtual machine VM34. Let me go to this virtual machine and I see called as a backups. Let me see how many backups are available for this particular VM. So I have two backups available for this particular VM. One it run at 1:36 p.m. in the afternoon and other one at 5:35 p.m. Okay. Now I want to restore files. So I go to the file recovery. From which restore point you want to restore the files? Select it. So I'm selecting the at 1:36 p.m. Then we can see download a script to browse and recover files. Now Azure is providing you one file, so which can map the backup disks to your Azure virtual machine. So you can just click on that download executable file. So your script file is ready to download. So click on this one. It'll download a file. So let me save this file. And I have to copy this password. I have to connect to the virtual machine. So I'm just copying this password during the restoration process or about executing it is going to ask us this one. So let me go to the virtual machine and let me connect to the virtual machine under which I want to restore the files. It is not necessary that we have to run this script on the same machine. We can run on a different machine also for some reasons. If this particular VM is not coming up and running, we can connect these backup disks to another virtual machine and we can restore the files. So let me copy this file which we downloaded. Let me go to the remote machine. Now when I go to the disks, I see only C drive, F, D drive, and E drive. Now download this particular file and run this one. So it's saying, please enter the password from the portal as in. So I just copied the password. Now it is going to execute a PowerShell script. It is saying that we detected a session already connected to a recovery point of the VM34 limbs. That means that press SR to proceed. Now it says that open Explorer to browse the files. Go to the Windows Explorer. Now we can see that there is a new drive called as an F drive, and recovery G drive and H drive are called as an F drive. So I'm saying called as an F. Now this is the one which is being mapped from the backup. Now I can see all the files of my older disk. So if I want to copy something, I can basically copy my personal folder, and from this particular one to whatever the location which I want it, and I can restore the data. Okay. So it's going to mount the drives, okay, from the backup, so that we can copy the files from that particular disks to our local disk or to this one. So based on requirement, we can map this particular disk using a file recovery process, and we can do that. So once you have recovered, copied all the files, you can go to the backup. And when I see a file recovery, we have to unmount it. Now it's saying called as unmounted disks. So I can click on unmounted disks. Then it is going to disconnect that particular disks from the VM. Till the disks are there, let's wait for a minute. Unmount in progress. So we can see the unmount successful. Now let's go to the VM. Now we see that the disks are no more available. So once we have the restored the files or the folder which is required to us, we can unmount it so that we don't incur any costs. So that is the way you can restore the files from the Azure backup to your virtual machines.